Libra. August 10th carries a completely new energy around you. The tarot suggests that today is not simply another ordinary day. There is a feeling of something coming into focus after a period when you may have felt uncertain, emotionally divided, or unsure which direction to take. You may have been trying very hard to keep everything balanced. You kept your emotions under control. You tried to understand other people's perspectives. You avoided saying things that might create conflict. You gave people more chances than they probably expected. And perhaps somewhere along the way, you forgot to ask yourself one important question. What do I actually want? That question becomes important today. Because Libra, you are naturally drawn toward peace. You don't like unnecessary tension. You don't enjoy hurting people. When there is a disagreement, you often try to find the middle ground. But the tarot is showing that there are moments when choosing peace for everyone else can create conflict inside yourself. You may smile while you're disappointed. You may say it's okay when it isn't. You may accept something because explaining why it hurts feels too exhausting. August 10th asks you to stop doing that. Not because you need to become cold. Not because you need to fight. But because your feelings deserve the same respect that you give to everyone else's. There is a strong energy of emotional honesty around you today. Something you've been avoiding may finally need to be acknowledged. Could be a relationship, a friendship, a family situation, a professional decision, or simply a truth about yourself that you have been trying not to face. You may realize that the person you have been trying to please isn't actually the person you need to please. That realization could feel uncomfortable at first, but it can also be incredibly freeing. In love, the tarot suggests that August 10th may bring an important emotional conversation. If you're in a relationship, there may be something your heart has been waiting to say. Perhaps you want more attention, more affection, more consistency, more emotional security. Maybe you feel that your partner has become distracted by work or other responsibilities. Maybe you have been wondering whether they still see the relationship as seriously as you do. Instead of keeping those questions inside, speak gently. You don't need to turn the conversation into an argument. You can simply say, "This is how I've been feeling." Those words can change the atmosphere completely. Your partner may reveal that they have been dealing with pressures you didn't know about. Perhaps they have been worried about money, their career, their family, their own future, and you may realize that their distance wasn't necessarily a reflection of how they feel about you. But the tarot also shows something important for Libras who have been giving too much. You may have reached a point where you no longer want to be the only person trying. You've been understanding. You've been patient. You've been forgiving. You've been waiting. But love cannot survive forever on the effort of one person. If someone truly values you, their actions will eventually show it. You shouldn't have to repeatedly ask for basic consideration. You shouldn't have to compete with everything else in someone's life just to feel important. And you shouldn't have to hide your needs because you're afraid that expressing them will push someone away. The right relationship gives you space to be honest. For single Libra, August 10th brings a quieter romantic possibility. Someone may be paying more attention to you than you realize. This person may not be extremely obvious. They may approach slowly. They may begin with conversation, a simple message, a question, compliment, an invitation, or a reason to spend more time around you. Don't dismiss a connection simply because it doesn't begin dramatically. Some of the most meaningful relationships start quietly. You may feel comfortable with this person before you feel deeply attracted. And that sense of comfort could become important. The tarot suggests that you're entering a period where you're less interested in emotional games. You want something real, something mature, something that doesn't leave you wondering where you stand. And if someone from your past returns today, don't allow nostalgia to make the decision for you. Remember why the relationship ended. Remember what you learned. Remember what you needed and didn't receive. The question isn't, do I still have feelings? The better question is, would this relationship be healthy for the person I am today? You are not the same Libra you were before. Your standards have changed. Your emotional awareness has changed. And what once felt acceptable may no longer feel right. That is growth. Career energy is also significant on August 10th. You may be approaching a professional decision. Perhaps you've been considering changing jobs. Maybe you've been thinking about starting something independently. Maybe you want more recognition. Or perhaps you simply feel that your current environment doesn't reflect your abilities anymore. The tarot suggests that an opportunity may be closer than you think. But it may arrive indirectly. Someone could mention your name. A colleague may recommend you. A former contact may reach out. A conversation may lead to another conversation. Don't underestimate networking today. You never know which person may become important to your future. At the same time, don't accept every opportunity simply because it looks impressive. Ask yourself whether it actually fits your long-term goals. More money isn't always better if the cost is your peace. A prestigious position isn't necessarily valuable if it destroys your health or personal life. Libra, your next professional chapter needs balance too. You are not meant to succeed by sacrificing every other part of yourself. There is also a strong message around confidence. You may have underestimated yourself because you're used to seeing everyone's strengths before seeing your own. You notice what other people do well. You compliment them. You encourage them. But when it comes to yourself, you may immediately focus on what you could have done better. Stop doing that today. Look at what you have already accomplished. Look at the difficult situations you survived. Look at the people you helped. Look at the decisions you made when you were scared. You have more strength than you give yourself credit for. Financially, August 10th asks you to make choices based on your future rather than your mood. You may be tempted to spend money because you want comfort. Maybe you want something beautiful. Maybe you want to celebrate. Maybe you simply want to escape stress for a few hours. There is nothing wrong with enjoying your money. But ask yourself whether the purchase will still make you happy next week. If you have been trying to improve your financial situation, today is a good time to create a clearer plan. Look at your expenses. Look at your savings. Think about what you can change. Even a small adjustment can make a difference over time. The tarot also suggests that a new income opportunity may develop through communication, creativity, or cooperation. You may be able to earn from something connected to your natural talents. Design, writing, speaking, social media, teaching, customer relationships, organization, beauty or creative work. Don't assume that something has no value simply because it comes naturally to you. Sometimes your easiest talent is the one other people are willing to pay for. Family energy may bring an emotional moment today. Someone may want your advice. A relative may tell you something they have been keeping private. Or perhaps you may suddenly realize that you've been emotionally distant from someone you care about. If possible, reconnect. You don't need a dramatic conversation. Sometimes a simple message is enough. I was thinking about you. I hope you're okay. Those words can open a door. But remember your boundaries. You can love your family without solving every problem. You can forgive without forgetting your own needs. You can support someone without allowing them to depend completely on you. And you can step away from conflict without feeling guilty. There is also a strong emotional healing energy around August 10th. You may think about an old disappointment, something that didn't happen, someone who didn't choose you, a door that closed, a relationship that ended before you were ready. For a moment, you may wonder, what if things had gone differently? But don't stay there too long. You don't know what that version of your life would have looked like. Maybe the door closed because another path needed space. Maybe that relationship ended because you were meant to learn something important. Maybe the rejection protected you from something you couldn't see at the time. Not every loss is punishment. Some losses are redirection. And today you may finally begin to understand that. As the afternoon moves forward, your intuition becomes stronger. You may feel drawn toward one particular decision. You may suddenly lose interest in something you once wanted. You may receive information that confirms a suspicion. Or someone may say something that makes you see their true intentions. Pay attention. But don't react immediately. Observe first. Libra, one of your greatest strengths is your ability to see different sides of a situation. Use that ability. Don't make a permanent decision because of a temporary emotion. Give yourself time. If something is truly right for you, it will still make sense after you've calmed down. And if something only looked good because you were emotional, clarity will reveal that too. There may also be a moment today when you realize that you've been waiting for someone else's permission. Permission to leave. Permission to begin. Permission to change. Permission to choose yourself. You don't need it. Your life belongs to you. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to want something different. You are allowed to say, "This is no longer enough for me." And you are allowed to say, "I deserve something healthier." That doesn't make you selfish. It makes you honest. By evening, you may feel a sense of emotional relief. Perhaps you finally send a message you've been afraid to send. Perhaps you decide not to send it. Perhaps you realize you don't need the conversation anymore. Perhaps you simply stop checking your phone waiting for someone. That small act of letting go could feel surprisingly powerful. Because sometimes the moment you stop waiting for someone else to make you feel secure is the moment you begin feeling secure within yourself. Tonight, give yourself some quiet. Turn down the noise. Put your phone away for a little while. Listen to music. Take a walk. Write down what you've been feeling. You don't need to understand everything tonight. Just let yourself breathe. There is a future version of you who will be grateful that you didn't stay trapped in a situation simply because it was familiar. There is a future version of you who will be grateful that you finally created boundaries. A future version of you who will be grateful that you took that opportunity. A future version who will understand why some doors had to close. And that version of you is already being created by the decisions you make now. Libra, August 10th is asking you to stop confusing peace with silence. Real peace doesn't mean never speaking. It means being able to speak without fear. Real love doesn't mean never disagreeing. It means feeling safe enough to be honest. Real success doesn't mean impressing everyone. It means building a life you genuinely enjoy living. And real balance doesn't mean giving everyone equal access to you. It means giving the right amount of energy to the things that truly matter. That may be the most important message of the day. Your energy is valuable. Stop giving it away automatically. Choose where it goes. Choose who receives it. Choose what deserves your attention. And choose what you are finally ready to release. The tarot doesn't suggest that August 10th will solve every problem. But it suggests that something inside you is becoming clearer. And sometimes clarity is the beginning of everything. So Libra, if someone reaches out today, listen carefully. If someone disappoints you, don't immediately blame yourself. If an opportunity appears, don't dismiss it because you're afraid. If your heart asks for something more, don't silence it. If your intuition tells you to step away, give yourself permission. And if love arrives quietly, don't reject it simply because you're used to relationships that feel complicated. You deserve peace too. You deserve consistency. You deserve someone who doesn't make you question whether you matter. You deserve a career that values your abilities. You deserve financial stability. And you deserve a life where you don't have to constantly choose between your happiness and everyone else's. August 10th may not bring a dramatic transformation that everyone around you can see, but something may shift inside you. A decision, a boundary, a realization. a release. And once that shift happens, the road ahead can begin to look completely different. Tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself one final question. If I stopped being afraid of disappointing other people, what would I choose for myself? Don't rush the answer. Let it come. Because that answer may be closer to your true path than you realize. Libra, the Tarot's message for August 10th is simple. Stop abandoning your own happiness just to maintain someone else's comfort. Your peace matters. Your truth matters. Your future matters. And this time, you don't have to wait for someone else to choose you. Choose yourself first.